What's up guys, this is Woolf from Scratch doing another Brave New World Civilization 5 guide. Now last time we did Indonesia, probably the masters of the archipelago, with the rather unique Spice Islanders ability, with the first 3 cities that they founded would give them special luxury resources such as nutmeg and peppers, I think. Anyway, so that was quite a unique civilization, best played on the archipelago map type to get their unique resource bonus maximized. Plus the Candy unique boat building, which sort of went against the rules of faith. But if you want to see more about that guide, go back and watch the Indonesia guide, which I did last week. Now, new Brave New World civilization, who will it be? Probably one of the coolest, I think. We're doing Brazil, led by Pedro II.
That you ruled the Brazilian nation as a stern but fair leader was never blemished by provided hope and established the kingdom's position in South America. Your scholarly pursuits and staunch defense of freedom of speech led to the creation of several institutions of higher learning, strengthening Brazil's sense of national identity. Revered Emperor Pedro, your people long for a return to the peaceful days when you walked among them, hearing their stories and reassuring them of a bright future. Will you once again lead your kingdom to prosperity? Can you build a civilization that stands the test of time?
Lovely. Now, Brazil's special ability is the Carnival, where their tourism output, which is displayed as a little luggage bag, is 100% increased during their golden ages, which are carnivals for Brazil. During the golden age, or the carnival, they earn their great artists, musicians and writers 50% faster. So we can see that Brazil is based around the new tourism output system introduced in Brave New World. Also to add is that Brazil start with the jungle bias, which, as I'm going to show you with their unique improvement, the Brazil Wood Camp, is extremely good, but also in the early game, it's also a detriment, as it will slow down a lot of production. But, how about we'll move on to the unique improvement, which is the Brazil Wood Camp, which is, I think, is a damn fine looking improvement.
This is the best instrument for enlightening the mind of man, and improving him as a rational, moral and social being.
So upon researching machinery, you'll unlock Brazil's unique tile improvement, the Brazil Wood Camp, which, even though we're talking about the middle game here, and from the early game, the ancient era, all the way to really to the start of the late medieval era, unless you get the sacred path, this is where you'll start to be able to work those jungle tiles, which, as Brazil, you really should be avoiding to cut down unless you've got a unique tile improvement on that, a luxury resource, strategic resource, etc., such as citrus, bananas, and so on. But what the Brazil Wood Camp does, and it does very well, is that it makes all these jungle tiles very, very valuable, as I'll show you in a few turns, and what they look like, and what the tile yield is. And so, post our worker doing the Brazil Wood Camp, so here it is. As you see, it gives 2 food, it gives an additional 3 gold on the base of what I had before, which was 2 food from the jungle tile, and plus the 1 culture from the sacred path pantheon, which I've adopted. So, initially from constructing the Brazil Wood Camp, as you can see, you get 3 gold. However, the real icing on the cake comes from this improvement much later after you've initially built it. 3 gold is great initially. As you can see, I've got heaps of jungle around me, so imagine for each of these jungle tiles I'll have a Brazil Wood Camp on. So if we go into strategic view for a moment, you could count if you want. That might be a bit tedious, but that's more in tile improvement alone. I'm guessing that's more than 20 gold, much more. And when we get carnivals especially, is it's going to skyrocket, which we are now. And talking about carnivals, as you can see, I built the Parthenon, which means I'm getting a normal 2 tourism output. Because I'm in a carnival, that's doubled, so now I'm getting 4. And my great person points, getting a bit tongue-tied, is also getting doubled. As you can see, policy bonus from the Writers Guild, 25%, Carnival 50%. So that's really getting me going quite nicely, especially with all the other guilds. So prioritizing writers, artists, musicians guilds should be a priority. But back onto the Brazilwood camps. Once you build universities, as you can see I'm running through to get education nicely, that would give me an additional 2 science. So that's 2 food, 2 science, 3 gold, and in this case 1 culture. But specifically to the Brazilwood camp, once you get acoustics, you'll get 2 more culture. So if you didn't get the Sacred Path Pantheon like myself, which if you do get a Faith Pantheon, you should try and get that one, as because of your jungle bias, it really will suit you, really will help you to get through some early nice policies. But without the Sacred Path Pantheon, you'll have 2 food, 3 gold, and 2 culture, which, going back to how much jungle I have and the room for expansion, that's going to be a lot, and that will really make me skyrocket through my social policies and later my ideological tenets. So it's a fantastic improvement which really starts getting into play around the middle game. Anyway, so there's only one thing more to do, which is Brazil's unique unit. So I'll get straight onto that. Well, this is awkward. Come on, Ramses, I'm trying to do a Brazil review here. Come on, mate, you're not going to pull a Polynesia, are you, okay? That was like episode 5 of the Rome guide, come on. I thought this would happen. Right. Good thing about this, however, they've done it at the worst possible time. This is pretty rude, Ramses. What are you going to do? You're just staring at me? What's going on here? Come on, speak. No. Look me in the eyes. You're going to pay for this. And that's quite fitting, as now I'm going to show you the Brazilian unique unit, the Prachina. Well, this is awkward. Now I'm scared.
Ben, I want to say one word to you. Just one word. Plastics.
So upon researching plastics, you unlock the Brazilian unique unit, which I will need a lot of, the Prachina, which replaces the infantry. The Prachina is unique because for every unit you kill, it will give you Golden Age points, which is really quite cool and it fits together quite nicely with your culture victory. And I'm sorry if I seem a bit panicked because I've just been declared war, as you can see. So the Prachina fits in it's quite a unique unit, and it's quite cool with the snake icon there. But by the time it's come into play, you should already be on the way. You should already be on the way to winning your culture victory. So the Prachina's there really just to push you over the line. Think of them like that new film with George Clooney, the Monuments Men. How they're going out to steal how to get the artwork from the Nazi Germans. Your Prachinas are essentially companies of monument men. They're there to take the art, the writings, and all those precious artifacts from your enemies' cities. As you see, they get the Golden Age from Victory's promotion, and they get there's a little fun little thing about the snake there, meaning the snake will smoke, which has got to do with Brazilian involvement in the Second World War. You can look that up for more info on the Civilopedia. So, Brazil overall. Brazil is a really good civilization which can really take the most advantage out of the jungle tiles in Civilization 5. The fact that they can get 3 gold and and 3 culture from that tile alone is pretty amazing. It makes the jungle really, really useful for them. So when choosing your cities for Brazil, make sure that you settle somewhere in the jungle. You should already have that starting bias. Make sure you somewhat stay in it. That way you can build and focus on your Brazil wood camps, because they are a really good improvement and it will earn you lots and lots of money, and it will be very, very useful when you get your carnivals, the golden age switch around for Brazil, in which you'll earn more great writers, artists and musicians, essential for your cultural victory. Or, as well as in the carnival, you'll also get double your tourism output, which is really, really good, which I haven't shown you. The strength is also doubled of your great musicians. And here comes the Brazilian war theme. With the Prachinas, Pedro's often, if you've listened to the Brazil war theme before, and I'll try and tune out just so you can listen to the theme now, it's rather unique, because it's sort of like a 007 dynamic action sequence. The Prachinas are like that. If you look at it after this video, look at a declaration of war on Pedro. He's almost acting like a James Bond villain.
Eu me preocupo com todos afetados por esse conflito. Definitivamente não.
Almost like, I wanted you to declare war on him. And that's how the Prachina works. You actually, at this stage of the game, in the modern era, you need to fight to win. That way, you'll dominate. And therefore, this war music should be playing quite a lot once you hit the modern era, or the Second World War era. Or in this case, the absolute panic as Assyrians and Egypt tries to invade me. So, my guide to Brazil, I guess. I guess this is it. And tune in next time as I do another Civilization 5 Brave New World guide, and I'll try to stay alive as Brazil, I guess. We'll see if I've stayed alive. Anyway, that's me, Woolf out, and tune in next time, as well as the other stuff on the channel, especially a very special episode on Wednesday. My fellow group member in From Scratch, Maxi Taxi 1951, is making his debut episode, his special pilot episode, airing on Wednesday, so be sure to tune in for that one. Anyway, it's me, Woolf out, and have a good day.